Oh, One Piece has just hit Dragon Ball with a brick. So, guys, Dragon Ball Z is the godfather, the one above all in terms of anime for the common shonen genre of anime. It has given birth and inspiration to the big hitters such as Naruto, Bleach, and of course, the greatest of all time at the minute, One Piece. So I'm very biased because Dragon Ball Z is my favorite anime, but One Piece is an amazing story. It's brilliant world building and character building, and it's been influenced by Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is essential to Japanese economy in terms of how much revenue it brings in for its mobile games, its digital games, its card games, and its physical merchandise, plus its licensing, etc. So they actually are essential to Japanese economy. Without Dragon Ball Z licensing, or without Dragon Ball Z, Japan's economy would go bankrupt and they would actually be into ruin. So Dragon Ball is essential to Japanese economy. But however, now this is the first year that One Piece has overtaken Dragon Ball Z in terms of Toei's franchise revenue. So it's actually brought in more money than any other shonen anime that they have under their belt right now, and I think it's just anime in general, but not just shonen. So let's show you Wagwan. One Piece officially surpasses Dragon Ball as Toei Animation's highest grossing franchise. One Piece is also ranked number one in domestic licensing, overseas film, and overseas licensing for Toei Animation's FY 2026 report. Now, that's an amazing feat to have. One Piece, the reason why it's probably been able to overcome it in terms of licensing is due to the live action remake that Netflix has producing with the oversight of Oda. It's a very good show. Obviously, there's room for improvement, as there is with anything in this world. But for what it is, and due to the track record of anime live actions in the past, it's doing a lovely job. I'm very proud of them. I am enjoying it. I do think that Garp being Irish, Luffy being Brazilian, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I'm hoping that this gets cleared up, because obviously Oda, he had a hand into who is being casted, because each character has a real world place that they're from. So like Usopp's African, Zoro's Japanese, Luffy's Brazilian, etc, etc, etc. So now that that's cleared up, One Piece has earned 179.6 million, so about 180 million is earned, and Dragon Ball, including Z, GT, Ball, and Super, and Daima, has earned 134.2 million, so $134 million. So that is a difference of about 36 million difference, which is quite a big difference when you're talking about millions, you know what I'm saying? So now that One Piece has been able to overcome Dragon Ball in terms of the popularity and amount of income it's been able to produce, it has also made a collab with Nike. So this also will play into the licensing money that they're able to bring in, because by licensing the franchise to Nike, they're able to bring revenue again through the anime. So let's get into this. One Piece Nike Devil's Shoes Fruit collab drops this fall. So as you can see, there's 3 shoes here. We'll go one by one. Obviously, these are just mock-ups, so they're not actually the finished version of the shoe. So we've got Portcus D Aces Nike TN Air Max Pluses. As you can see, he's got the orange and not much red. You think there'd be a bit more red in terms of if you're using fire. I know fire is orange, but sometimes it comes as red. Like I would like to see a little bit more red in there, you know what I'm saying? Yellow and orange, I guess. That's the color scheme it's going with. TNs, everyone's got a pair of TNs. I've had probably about 3 pairs of TNs. One of them got mash up. Other one are just crap. Just don't like my feet don't like them no more. So everyone's had a pair of TNs before, so it's not out of this world to use a TNs as the base shoe. I think maybe Air Max 90s. Sorry, is it Air Forces? Probably would have been better though, because everyone loves an Air Force. As you can see, they've got the little devil fruit patterns in there as well. I'm not a big fan of the textures that's being used in there, but you can also see there's a little bit of fire flames inside the bubbles here, which I think is a nice touch. You've got the orange to yellow gradient right here, which I think is really good. I think this is overall a good shoe. Overall, the color's a bit mad, and the texture is not my favorite. We go now to Trafalgar D Law Ace. Man said D Law Ace. Trafalgar D Law. Nike and Air Max Pluses. As you can see, these are more pinky magenta color. They've got purple thingies running over here, but they've changed the fabric for the shoe as well. So as you can see, this is a bit more of a fabricy texture rather than plastic, and I think this is a nice touch because the devil swirls do complement the background really well. I think this is a really good shoe. This is my favorite so far. I do like the contrast of the light color here, white round surrounded by red, and then you've got the pink and purple magenta, and then you've got this little gray section here. There's nothing in the little bubbles like the Mera no Mi, which is not too bad. I guess that just helps with the moving right on. Yeah, Trafalgar Ace, he's a big popular character in One Piece. So I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people that's going to eat this up. And then finally, we have the Gomu Gomu no Monkey D. Luffy, Nike and Air Max Plus. As you can see, on the mock-up, they've used the Devil Fruit, and they've got his Devil Fruit Awakening cloud around the Devil Fruit as well. Obviously, we're back to the... Oh no, this fabric is a bit better. Let's check this fabric, because I might have just been chatting shit. No, this fabric definitely looks a lot more plasticky. And with this fabric up here, look, you can see that it's normal. So they've got like more fabric, and then they've got the plastic swirls slowly taken over the whole of the shoe, because when you go up to the tip of the shoe, it's fully plastic. I like the gold and purple gradient here. I like this gold tick as it is very true to color scheme with the branch on the fruit. There's no, you'd think that would have put a little clouds in the bubbles here, but I guess Ace is the favorite right now, getting the most treatment, just again to keep things a bit different. But yeah, definitely, I feel like I'm definitely not bugging when I'm saying that it's plasticky here, and then these ones, this one over here is fabric and then plastic down here, so it's a fusion, and this one is just mainly fabric. So guys, what do you guys think? Are you guys happy about this? I'm surprised that they haven't included a Zoro shoe, because obviously Zoro is one of the most popular characters in One Piece. He's a badass. He ate the badass fruit, so he's still able to swim, but he's just a badass, you know what I'm saying? 3 swords is crazy. But yeah, One Piece is overtaken Dragon Ball Z in terms of revenue for for franchise for Toei, and they're also getting a night collab. So guys, tell me, what is your favorite shoe, and what's your favorite, One Piece or Dragon Ball Z? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Please remember, do not get hit with a brick.